What makes a hero unforgettable? What defines their journey as something epic, capable of crossing generations and resonating with people from all walks of life? Throughout history and across countless fictional narratives, we encounter individuals who rise above overwhelming odds. But what truly separates a mere protagonist from a hero who lives on in memory? Is it bravery, sacrifice, or an unshakable sense of purpose? The answer often lies in how their journey aligns with something deeper, something universal, the hero archetype. In this expanded exploration, we will dive deep into how Joan of Arc, a seemingly ordinary French peasant girl, embodies the classic hero archetype. By examining the stages of her life through the lens of the hero's journey, you as a writer or screenwriter can uncover timeless storytelling techniques to craft unforgettable characters. Joan's story is more than a historical account. It is a living framework for narrative inspiration, understanding archetypes and their importance in storytelling. Before we delve into Joan of Arc's extraordinary journey, we need to understand what an archetype is and why it matters in storytelling. An archetype is a universally recognized model or pattern of behavior, often used in stories to convey relatable characters and emotions. Mythologist Joseph Campbell brought the concept into the spotlight with his influential work, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. In it, Campbell outlined the monomyth or hero's journey, a narrative pattern found in myths from cultures around the world. The hero's journey consists of several distinct stages: the call to adventure, the refusal of the call, meeting the mentor, crossing the threshold, facing trials, confronting the ultimate ordeal, and returning transformed. Christopher Vogler later adapted Campbell's framework into a writer-friendly structure in his book The Writer's Journey, making it more accessible to modern creators. For writers and screenwriters, understanding archetypes provides a powerful tool. Archetypal characters tap into the collective unconscious, creating stories that feel familiar, emotional, and meaningful. Characters like the mentor, the trickster, the shadow, and of course, the hero are powerful because we recognize them instinctively. Using archetypes does not limit creativity. Rather, it offers a foundation that helps stories resonate on a deeper level. Let us now see how Joan of Arc, a real-life figure, embodies these archetypal elements, and what her journey teaches us about constructing unforgettable heroes. The call to adventure. Joan's awakening Joan of Arc's story begins not with fame or power, but with a spiritual awakening. Born into a poor peasant family in 15th century France, she lived a quiet life. And that changed when she began experiencing visions and hearing voices she identified as saints and angels. At just 13 years old, Joan believed she was divinely called to support Charles VII and help drive the English from French soil during the 100 Years' War. This moment marked her call to adventure, a central step in the hero's journey. For writers, this is when your character is pulled out of their ordinary world and given a mission that defies their current reality. Joan's call was both divine and political, a dual force that gave her mission weight and urgency. She was not chosen for her skills or social standing, but for her courage and faith. This mirrors the experiences of many fictional heroes, like Frodo being given the One Ring or Harry Potter receiving his Hogwarts letter. The call disrupts normalcy and sets the journey in motion. Refusing the call. Doubt, fear, and humanity. Like any true hero, Joan did not immediately accept her calling with ease. Despite her powerful visions, she faced internal and external doubts. She was young, female, and untrained in warfare. Her neighbors, priests, and local leaders were skeptical. Yet this resistance is a critical part of any hero's journey. The refusal of the call often highlights the hero's vulnerability. It reveals their humanity, their fear, and their reluctance. For storytellers, this is a moment to add emotional depth. A character who hesitates becomes relatable. We as audiences connect with their fear of the unknown. Joan eventually overcame her doubt, but her initial resistance reminds us that heroes are not born fearless. They grow into their courage. Meeting the mentor, spiritual and human guidance, Joan's mentors came in multiple forms. Most prominent were her spiritual guides, Saint Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret, whose voices gave her strength and direction. In addition to these divine mentors, she gained support from Charles VII, who eventually recognized her conviction and granted her a role in his army. Mentors play a vital role in the hero's journey. They offer guidance, wisdom, tools, and sometimes even magical gifts. Think of Obi-Wan Kenobi guiding Luke Skywalker, or Morpheus awakening Neo. Joan's mentors helped her believe in her mission. In storytelling, this stage reinforces the idea that no hero walks alone. Mentors prepare the hero for what lies ahead, crossing the threshold. From peasant to warrior with royal permission, Joan was allowed to lead troops into battle. This was her moment of crossing the threshold, leaving her ordinary life behind and stepping into a world of danger, uncertainty, and transformation. In the narrative structure, crossing the threshold often marks the beginning of real conflict and growth. It is the moment when the hero commits to the journey. For Joan, this meant donning armor, commanding soldiers, and marching into war. It is a powerful transformation that symbolizes how belief and conviction can drive extraordinary change. Tests, allies, and enemies. Rising through adversity once across the threshold, Joan faced a series of trials. Her first major success was lifting the siege of a critical moment that turned the tide of the war in favor of the French. Along the way, she made allies among soldiers and nobles who believed in her. But she also attracted enemies, not only among the English, but within her own ranks. Clergy members and court officials doubted her visions and motives. This phase is crucial in any hero's journey. It introduces the hero to the challenges of their new world, testing their resolve and allowing them to forge new relationships. Allies offer strength, while enemies sharpen the hero's will. Each challenge serves a purpose, to prepare the hero for the final confrontation. The inmost cave. Captivity and crisis. Eventually, Joan was captured by Burgundian forces allied with the English. She was imprisoned and held in harsh conditions. This stage of the journey represents the inmost cave, a descent into darkness where the hero confronts their deepest fears. For Joan, the cave was both literal and symbolic. She faced isolation, betrayal, and the possibility of execution. Her faith was tested more than ever. In storytelling, this is often the point where the hero seems most defeated. But it is also where they find hidden reserves of strength. The supreme ordeal. Her trial and martyrdom. Joan's trial was a political and spiritual battlefield. Accused of heresy and witchcraft, she was interrogated by church officials who were more interested in discrediting her than seeking the truth. Despite threats of torture and death, Joan remained firm in her faith and mission. The supreme ordeal is the climax of the hero's journey. It is where the hero faces their greatest test. For Joan, this was her chance to affirm her beliefs even in the face of death. She passed the test with bravery, and though she was burned at the stake, she emerged in history as a martyr and symbol of resistance. The reward: immortality through legacy. Though she perished young, Joan's reward came not in life but in the lasting legacy she left behind. In 1920, centuries after her execution, she was canonized by the Catholic Church. Her story continues to inspire books, films, and legends. This is the final stage of the hero's journey, the return with the elixir. The hero's transformation benefits others. Joan's elixir was not a physical treasure, but her legacy of courage and conviction. Her journey taught generations about faith, sacrifice, and standing up for what one believes in. Lessons for writers and storytellers. Joan of Arc's life is a masterclass in heroic storytelling. Here are key takeaways for anyone crafting a hero. 1. Make the call to adventure. Meaningful. Your hero's mission should challenge their worldview and force them to grow. It should be driven by purpose and stakes that resonate. 2. Show the struggle, hesitation, fear, and internal conflict make your hero relatable. Growth is more powerful when it is earned. 3. Use mentors wisely. Mentors should empower, challenge, and equip the hero. Their wisdom is essential to the hero's success. For embrace the threshold. Crossing into the unknown should feel significant. Mark it with a strong visual or emotional shift. 5. Craft compelling trials. Each test should shape your hero. Introduce allies and enemies that deepen the story and push the hero forward. 6. Create a powerful or stealthy climax. Must stretch the hero to their limits. It should test their beliefs and resolve. 7. Earn the reward. Resolution should reflect the hero's journey. Whether triumph or tragedy, the outcome must feel deserved. Final thoughts. Joan of Arc, the eternal hero. Joan of Arc stands as a timeless example of the hero archetype brought to life. Her courage, convictions, and sacrifices demonstrate what it means to face overwhelming odds with unwavering belief. For storytellers, her journey is more than inspiration. It is a blueprint for building heroes who truly matter. As you craft your own narratives, ask yourself, how will your heroes grow? What trials will shape them? What legacy will they leave behind? By reflecting on these questions and drawing on timeless archetypes, you can create stories that not only entertain but endure.